Hi, I'm Kula from Glasgow Buddhist Centre. Welcome to today's live stream. Yep. And today we'll be doing the metta bhavana practice, the development of loving kindness. So there's time for you to go and get your cushions if you haven't got them already, and get yourself prepared for. We'll be having a 25-minute set during this hour-long instruction into the practice. So get yourself something that's useful for you to feel comfortable while you're meditating. So I'm just want to check with my on the deck today. We've got a Bhayavacha who's making sure that everything's okay from your side of it. I'm just checking with him if he can let me know if the sound and the vision's okay. Oh, sound and vision okay, direct. Isn't it lovely to have friends? You're not alone in the world. I'm sure all of us have that experience during this lockdown, is how much we appreciate the very small and delightful contacts we have with people. I don't know about you, but I've been gradually getting to know the outside world again, and it can be a little bit scary at times. Not because anything's particularly scary in it. It's all the same as it was before. Not exactly. But there are shops, there are people, there are roads, there are buses. It's just what a strong reaction coming into relationship with a very ordinary situation. 4 months ago, something that would have been an incredibly ordinary situation, waiting outside a shop to get in. Wow. Yeah, strange. However, practice and being with myself, and there we go. So if you want to check in and say hello in the chat box, I'll be here. Just to know, my name's Kula, and I'm from Glasgow Buddhist Centre. And at the moment, obviously, this isn't Glasgow Buddhist Centre. Today, I'm broadcasting from Maryhill in my apartment, and the weather is quite grey here and mild. And I've been to the shops twice today because I forgot the main thing I was going for. So yeah, it's that kind of a day. So I'm looking forward to taking you through this practice. So if you've got all your stuff together, let's get going. Let's begin by saying a little bit about why we meditate. Do say hello. Yes. Yeah, do say hello when you get a minute. It's always nice to know who you're talking to. I know I'm talking to one friend at the moment, but it'd be nice to know who you're talking to. Why do we meditate? Human beings live in this life. Hi, Gavin. Really nice to see you. Human beings live in this life. That for me, meditation is about trying to stay in touch with how I am moment to moment, try to bring more of myself into relationship to the world. And really, when I think about this meditation we're about to do, one of my goals for this meditation is not to make a muck of it with other people, not to add to people's quantum of suffering by my behavior or by my actions. In a sense, be able to travel in the world and be a force for good in it, however that is. And not a... Oh, hello, Fraz tea. That's very nice. Fraz tea, like it. Thank you. So we're trying to be a force for good in the world. So that was a bit, what does that look like on any given day? And I actually don't know. But this practice that we're about to teach today is one that helps me, I think the word is become more of a warrior of the heart, and that isn't like go out there and fight. It's a more fearlessly being present to whatever's in front of me. Fearlessly being present, whether it's me freaking out because I'm on a bus and I've forgotten how the app works. Do you know what I mean? Do you remember those apps? I'm sure I've got a ticket in there somewhere, freaking out. But being with myself, going, oh, you're freaking out here, Kula. The bus driver's not worried. Do you know what I mean? Or getting anxious about my relationships with my family, or, you know, whatever it is, it's being with that fearlessly, that as a true warrior of the heart with compassion for yourself and for other people. So this practice that we're about to learn today, the focus of this practice is to extend your capacity for being with your experience and developing an intention towards your experience of loving kindness. Yeah. Because what we believe in Buddhism is intention. Intention matters a lot. The intention with which you bring yourself into an action, or the intention with which you speak, matters a lot. You try and create I intend, and with an intention, actions can follow suit. So if I have an intention to be acting loving kindness with people, no matter how difficult I find them, and some poor young people in my high-rise flat know how difficult I can be when I came across them one night, and I really was quite reactive. Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh my God, why are you here? You shouldn't be here. There's too many of you. You know, and immediately got into reactive, like officially an old bag, I would say. And then coming back, calming down, going, that wasn't the best of me I could be. Fortunately, I met, you know, most of that group of young people again in a similar situation, and I was able to apologize and just be a bit more open-hearted. Do you know, why wouldn't a group of young people want to sit on the stairs when it's wet outside? Do you know what I mean? Why couldn't I get into communication with them better? So in a sense, the practice is about that open-heartedness, not a complete walkover, but open-heartedness. Anyway, I could end up talking forever about metta bhavana, because as you would gather, I love this practice. Yeah, I really do. So let's begin our work on our meditation. If it's your first time meditating, let me know, but I'll start from that premise that we're all beginners, and I really appreciate learning as a beginner all over again myself, because I never thought about it like that before. And I've really appreciated doing the metta bhavana on this channel, because it's brought me into a deeper relationship with a practice that I've loved for many, many years. So let's begin with posture basics. You're going to meditate. The basic principle of meditation posture is you're trying not to be uncomfortable and in pain. Okay? There is no point in being uncomfortable and in pain when you're meditating, because all that is completely, you'll be focusing on that and you won't be able to relax your body. So you're trying to give your body the best conditions in which it can relax and it can open and it can be upright. So you see, as soon as I start saying that, my posture gets better. Do you know what I mean? And then I start talking about open and upright posture, and then I go, oh, right, open and upright posture. So we're looking for that. And you're looking to be stable in relation to the ground, or, in relation to the ground. So I use a stool. You might be using a chair. You might be lying on the floor. You might be, this is the Buddha pit, you know, trying to do that. You might have great yogini, be able to do that. Whatever posture you're adopting, you're looking to have at least 3 good points of contact with earth, or something that is this solid. So as you can see, my bum's on the seat. That's quite solid. My knees and my fronts of my shin and my feet are on the floor, and I've got a bit of a triangle going on here. So whatever posture you develop, it's comfortable, open, upright and alert, and leaves your body free to engage with the meditation, because it's this body you take into meditation. Yeah. So we can't leave the body and assuming that we're just meditating with the mind, or even making the assumption that the mind is up in this top bit of the head. The mind is also in the body. Yeah, the mind is everywhere, and the heart is everywhere, not just here in the muscle heart. Yeah. So we're trying to leave that. And then if you want more about posture, we've got some lovely resources on this channel. Just go and look at To Your Delight. And if you've been practicing meditation, you know, on this channel with us, and you've discovered that the posture you're in is painful, go have a look for other postures and adjustment advice on that. One of the things I like to do is wrap myself in a blanket. My friend Pasadni tells me that if you keep your lower half warm, that tends to work better for meditation. It's news to me, so they say we're learning something new every day. And I take these hands. Hands are something that really do need support if you're going to be meditating for any length of time, because the shoulders, they can leave you there. So I tuck mine in here. You could be lying them here or lying them on top of a cushion, like that. Yeah, that's what you're looking for. So basic posture. We good to go? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to begin the preparation for the metta bhavana practice with a short body scan. So sitting in your posture, I'm going to ring a bell to begin this body scan. And it's just kind of a way of coming more in touch with the body you're going to take into meditation. Closing your eyes or reducing, lowering them and putting them to the ground, towards the ground. You're trying to reduce input. So I normally close my eyes, but my eyes will be partially open so that I can stay in touch with what's happening with the tech here. So immediately you'll notice you're breathing. You're just breathing. And what sensations are you experiencing in your physical body? Just pay attention to any sensations you're experiencing in your physical body. Taking that same attention to your feet. What sensations can you feel through your feet right now? You're not trying to do anything here, you're just paying attention, just taking your attention and noticing. Skimming your attention up your shins and the calves of your legs to your knees. What do you feel? Moving your attention again at the fronts of your legs, or the fronts of your thighs, the back of your thighs, your buttocks, wherever you're sitting or lying down. Feel the contact. Moving your attention up at the extent of your spine. Feel the breadth of your back. What are you noticing? Is it warm? Is it cold? Is it tight? Is it easy? From the top of your neck, the back, through your neck, up over your head. Can you feel the hair in your head or the air on your skin of your scalp? What do you notice at the back of your neck? and the scalp. Allowing your attention to fall down over your face. If I say the word softening, soften your face. Notice how your body responds. Softening your eyes. Relax, soft mouth. And then your attention over your chin, down your neck to your chest. Can you feel the breath causing your chest to rise and fall? What else do you notice that's happening in your chest? And taking your attention down through your belly and into your root chakra, just at the base of your belly, just feel in and breathe there, just breathing. What do you notice at the base of your belly? At the lowest point of your belly, what are you noticing? Taking your attention back to the body as a whole, notice how it is now. What sensations are you experiencing now? Yes. So that's us just quietly trying to inhabit our bodies more fully before we go forward into the meditation. And meditators do a range of preparations. Some people do yoga, some people do a body scan, some people just sit quietly and see how they are before they enter into a practice. But there's just a moment of preparation for practice. So the metta bhavana, the development of loving kindness, is one of two main practices that we teach in the Triratna Buddhist Community. And this practice has 5 stages. So it's not, it's worth pursuing this practice because I say it has a massive impact, or has had a massive impact on me. And I think it's really quite helpful. And I will talk you through all the stages. So I'm going to talk you through the stages first, and then I'll lead you through them in a 25-minute practice. So the principle of this is that we bring together, we develop our muscle for giving loving attention to people, places, and things through this practice. And we instead of the practice getting easier, it gets more complicated as you go on. It gets more. So you start with developing loving kindness to yourself, a good friend, a person you hardly know, and then someone you find difficult. Yeah, and then the whole world. Just, because we're Buddhists, we always give it away to the whole world. So we're going in a direction of just increasing challenge. Yeah. So you're just challenging yourself a little bit more each time. But the practice itself, each stage is made up of quite similar approach each time. So what happens in stage 1, call yourself to mind. So you tune into your relationship with yourself, or just call yourself to mind. And what you notice is that same thing we were trying during the body scan. Pay attention to what happens when you do that. So call myself to mind and notice what arises in my experience when I do that. Okay, I'm not trying to do anything here. I'm just noticing what is happening. Yeah. So the touchstone of this practice is start with what is there. Yeah. So I call myself to mind, notice what arises. So that could be a whole range of things, isn't it? It could be quite compassionate. It could be quite judgmental. It could be complicated. It could be easy. It could be tight. It could be warm. It could be joyous. It could be miserable. It could be so subtle we hardly know what it is. Do you know? It could be like, oh, this is a bit complicated. Whatever it is, you're being present to that. Yeah. Whatever it is, it's just turning your attention towards whatever it is. Call myself to mind. Oh, look what arises. Oh, I feel bad about myself about that. Oh, I think I'm great. Oh, whatever it is, we're just turning our attention towards that. Yeah. And then the final bit of each stage is when you look at it, however it is, you say, is there an intention in me for my own well-being? Do I want myself to be well and happy? Do I want to be well and happy? Yeah. And whether I can find a desire for myself to be well or happy or not, I say it to myself. May I be well. May I be happy. So there's the intention. I'd love it if I was well and happy. May I be well. May I be happy. Yeah. And that's stage 1. Stage 2. Call a good friend to mind. And it's a good friend, one who's alive now and you're not in a romantic relationship with, because we try and keep it as simple as possible. Yeah. So, and not confuse it with other emotions, other strong emotions. Yeah. So we're trying to, so in a sense, a good friend, bring the good friend to mind. Good friend to mind. What happens in your experience? Do you notice what happens? Oh, maybe there's an opening. And, oh, my heart lifts. Oh, right. Okay. And you're just noticing what's happening. And then you say, may they be well. May they be happy. And you find in yourself, if you find within yourself this intention that they be well and happy, just really with all your heart wish them well and happy. Moving on to stage 3. But think of someone you feel neither up nor down about. It might be like the woman who put my groceries through at Tesco's this morning. Do you know what I mean? I don't know her very well. We had a little conversation. I'll certainly be bringing her into this practice. Neither up nor down, just a person I have neutral feelings towards. Likewise, so bring them to mind. So I'm bringing Mrs. Tesco to mind. I'm noticing what arises in my experience when I do that. Oh, I feel quite warm towards it, actually. Oh, yeah, we did, and my heart's, there's my heart. Go, oh, really? Oh, do I have an intent? Do I wish her well? Oh, yeah, I really do wish she's well and happy. She's worked all the way through this COVID, just patiently making sure we all get putting our food through, taking the money from us, just, oh, yeah, there it is. There's the warmth towards that person. Yeah, may she be well. May she be happy. And then moving on to the 4th stage, I'll call someone to mind that I have difficult feelings towards. Yeah. Now I'm trying not here, when you're beginning at the early stages, try not to pick someone who devastates you. Okay. We're not going for the high tariff at this stage. Yeah. Just make it easy. This is, it's hard enough getting a practice going. Don't give yourself a cliff to jump off. So find somebody who irritates you. Yeah, just somebody who irritates you. It's not really hard. In fact, there's one thing about doing this practice is I always start to say, oh, I'm not really bothered about anybody. And then I start doing this practice and go, oh, really? That's not true. There's quite a few people. And it's just how it is with humans, isn't it? We get on each other's nerves from time to time. So call this person to mind. Notice what arises in your experience. And maybe the negative is more compelling here. Maybe there's more tightness. Maybe there's more, and maybe there's stories you start telling yourself in your head, and they should have said this. And you just go, all right, there it is. There's what arises. There's what's arising. Does this person also want to be well and happy? Do they want to be well? And do I want them to be well and happy? Have I got an intention? And whether I can find that intention within me or not, may they be well. May they be happy. Yeah. Yeah. And then we move on to the 5th stage, which is called the equalization and radiation phase, where you call all 4 people to mind and notice how you are in relation to them all now. It might not have changed a bit. It might have got more equal. It might not have, but you're noticing. And you wish them all equally well and happy. Yeah. Every single, you just say, may you all be well and happy. I wish you well, wish them well. And then letting go of them, you turn that desire for everyone be well and happy, and you start including maybe everyone on this that ever watches this film, anybody who ever practices this practice, everybody who lives in your house, everybody who lives in your street, everybody who lives in your city, town, village, continent, globe, anybody, just send love out. So that's the 5 stages of the metta bhavana practice. So shall we begin? Okay. So allow yourself to refocus on your body, close your eyes, and be prepared to be present whatever happens, and just turn a kindly eye to whatever arises in your own experience, and wishing yourself and others well. Just exercise your heart. The metta bhavana practice. We begin by bringing ourselves to mind and noticing our response. Just bringing yourself to mind and noticing what arises in your experience as you do that. And if your attention wanders, just bring it back, bringing yourself to mind and noticing what your response to that is. Staying with yourself, staying with your experience, whatever arises. Turning a kindly eye to whatever arises. Can you feel your desire for your own well-being and happiness? Is there a desire for your well-being and happiness? Say to yourself, may I be well, may I be happy. May I be well, may I be happy. With yourself, whatever arises, and saying quietly into yourself, may I be well, may I be happy. And releasing the idea of calling yourself to mind and turning your attention to a good friend, bringing to mind a good friend. Noticing what response arises when you bring your good friend to mind. Do you have a desire for your friend's well-being and happiness? Does your friend want to be well and happy? Can you feel what that desire for wellness and happiness feels like? And say quietly into yourself, may my good friend be well. May they be happy. May they be well. May they be happy. If your attention wanders, as it does, just call it gently back to your good friend. Whatever response arises in relation to your good friend and your desire for them to be well and happy. May they be well. May they be happy. Letting go of a good friend and calling to mind a person you have neutral feelings towards. A person you're neither up nor down about. You probably hardly know them. And notice what your response is. Notice what arises when you call this person to mind. Does this person want to be well and happy, do you think? Do you feel this person's desire to be well and happy? May they be well. May they be happy. Say it quietly to yourself, internally. May they be well. May they be happy. Whatever arises in your experience in relation to this person you have neutral feelings towards, wish them well. Wish them happy. And if your attention wanders, just bring it back to the person you have neutral feelings about. Whatever arises in response to them, and a desire for them to be well and happy. Letting go of the person we have neutral feelings about. Calling to mind a person we find difficult. And noticing what arises in your experience when you do that. What feelings, what thoughts, what sensations arise when you call this person you find difficult to mind. Whatever arises, turn a kindly eye towards it and witness it in your own experience. This person also wants to be happy. They also want to be well. Can you feel a desire for this person's wellness and happiness? Say quietly to yourself, may they be well. May they be happy. Whatever arises in your experience in relation to the person you find difficult, just keep reiterating quietly into yourself, may they be well. May they be happy. You don't need to get caught up in the stories. You can just sit with the physical sensations and the feelings that arise and notice the thoughts that arise and fall and return to wishing them well and wishing them happy. May they be well. May they be happy. And releasing yourself from calling the mind to mind the difficult experience. We bring all four people to mind: ourselves, a good friend, the person we have neutral feelings towards, and the person we find difficult. Bringing them all together in your mind's eye and noticing what your response is to them all. May they all be well. May they all be equally happy. May they all be equally well. May they all be equally happy. Whatever arises in your experience, just reiterate this intention, this desire for their well-being and happiness. And if you can notice how you are now in your body, can you experience some warmth in your heart area, some sense of ease, some sense of happiness, of joy, of anything glimmering, approaching loving kindness? If you haven't and you don't, be with yourself, wishing yourself well, wishing yourself happy. And with whatever loving kindness, warmth, joy, happiness, genuine pleased to see peopleness, start sending it out into the world and wishing other beings well and happy. Just bringing more and more people into the circle of your desire for everyone to be well and happy. So bring maybe your whole family, friends. It's up to you. Bring more and more people, your partners, your workmates, people that you think are doing a good job for us all. Bring them all in and wish them well and happy. Until you include all beings everywhere. May everyone, everywhere, be well and happy. And that's the conclusion of the metta bhavana practice, the development of loving kindness. You can notice how you're feeling now. If you want to say a bit in the chat about how it's been for you, it'd be good to hear. So the metta bhavana, as I said, is one of two practices that we develop as spiritual practitioners to be a more rounded human beings. Not only are we aware when we do the mindfulness of breathing and we train our minds in becoming aware of what we're experiencing or what's actually happening or what's actually in the present moment, we're also developing our heart and training that muscle of our emotional response to the world, and developing that desire for everyone to be well and happy, so much so that it becomes a fact that you want everyone to be well and happy, and that you act in that way for the well-being and the happiness of everyone, not just yourself. So yeah, lovely, good, thank you. If there's any questions as well, you can ask them here. We've just got a couple of minutes. I could answer some questions. If you also see on this website, oh, there we go, Gavin, very helpful guidance. Thank you, Gavin. I hope you enjoyed it. You seem to have. You can also see on this channel, we've got lead throughs, just, you know, the metta and the mindfulness lead throughs that you can just see by themselves. Much calmer. Oh, good. Glad to see it. That's why I do it. Calms me right down. On the channel, you just get the lead practice itself without the front and the back of it. Now you've been through the teaching, you can use that so you can develop a daily practice, and that's what we're aiming for, is that we do this regularly. So it's like exercise. You know, you're exercising your mind, you're exercising your heart, and you're teaching your heart how to open in increasingly more difficult situations instead of contracting. And I'm sure each of us has had an experience where hearts have been open to us, where you might have expected them to be contracted, and how that feels when you meet an open-hearted person, and how that makes life really worthwhile. So thanks very much. Glasgow Buddhist Centre is of course closed during lockdown. It will continue to be closed for a while longer. We still operating the entire Dharma pathway online. So if you want to know more about what we're doing, events that we're running and courses that we're running, then please go to glasgowbuddhistcentre.com and you'll find everything there. There's also the Buddhist Centre online. Once your meditation practice gets up and running, you can join the global collective practice once you can meditate for 40 minutes without guidance. So that's the training, is to develop your practice and join in with a global meditation practice. Okay. So thank you for joining us with today. Let anybody you know about this. We are still in our infancy on YouTube, and as many people as you can let know about our channel and subscribe to our channel. We'd be eternally grateful. If you want to give us any donations, we operate on a donations basis, on a Dana basis. All of our operations run on Dana. They're all given away free because people like you give to us. So if you want to give to us, either use the link in the live chat, or if you're viewing this after the live stream, go to glasgowbuddhistcentre.com and there's a donate page there and you can give online. Thank you very much. What you give to us really helps and keeps us going during this period. Thank you very much. See you again next week.